Still spinning. Now we're live.
Erin Kennedy.
Megan Glaros.
Literally live, but not in person.
How are you?
I mean, I'm breathing. I'm way more rested than I ever was in my whole entire TV career. Ever.
Hey, back it up though. What are we doing?
We're going live, my friends.
We are, because we missed you. I missed you.
Yes.
But I missed people because COVID happened and many things happened. And today is an auspicious day.
Yeah, here's the deal. Our whole world changed in March. We went home. We didn't see each other anymore. And then the big day happened, Erin, which is exactly 2 years to this day when you no longer saw us anymore.
No, we were laid off May 27th of 2020. Okay, so this is our first time on StreamYard too. And so I'm going to try and learn how to use the comments. Hello to Antonio, Felicia, and Joan. Can you see the comments, Megan?
I do. Okay. I miss you guys too.
So I'm going to pop them up.
Okay.
Hey, look at how that's working. That's awesome.
Oh my God, it's working. You can pop. Okay. See, guys, we're just learning. Like Erin and I have been talking. We've been discussing our lives. We've been moving forward. We've been like so happy. Hey, how many hours of sleep did you get? That kind of thing. But we missed you guys. So we decided like, we're going to do this once a week.
Yes. So because Megan is my unpaid therapist, who I call all the time to talk through all of my feelings.
Yes.
We have gone through so many stories and we said, you know what? This should not be kept to the two of us. And while we literally did sign non-disclosure agreements.
Yes, of course we did.
There are things that we can disclose, which we will.
Yeah. And I feel like the things we can disclose are like the general way that TV news works, the general craziness of it, the impact on your life, the shock to the system when you're out of it, and then like navigating, working back into the real world. And the stories we have are insane. So we just felt like it would be just such a shame not to share them.
Right. So we have a very soft business plan to talk about some stuff. And because I am old school, I literally have a list of ideas.
God. Marissa's on there.
Marissa,
you're going to be the first guest. I'm just letting you know.
Yes. Another beautiful, wonderful person who has some of the best stories in the industry as well. So we're like doing a very soft launch right now and today. And yes, the band is back together. Scott, thank you as well with Marissa. Hi. So we just want to kind of kick the tires right now on this software to understand how it works so that we can do it well. So part of this is figuring out the comments. Danny has a very important question. Does Channel 2 still have morning news? I deleted it after you left.
I don't know either, to be completely honest.
I think I read in the newspaper that they do. Not sure. So anyway, here is our very soft business plan. We are going to invite on some of our favorite TV people because the wonderful thing about TV is we've worked all over the country with many, many different people. So we have specific questions for you, the audience. Who would you like to have invited on?
Right. What topics would you like us to talk about? Because again, we're not going to be like saying names or saying companies or saying anything like that. Yeah. But again, the general idea of the way this crazy business is and the stories are just something that we feel needs to be shared at this point. So we are excited to do it. And we have a running list though, don't we?
We do. So these are just some, we say there's no bad ideas in brainstorming. These are some topics that we are going to have on as we discuss with our guests.
Real quick, I'm still drinking the iced tea that if any of you remember, I drank every day.
Megan's one of the few people who did not drink coffee. And you guys, it's so nice to see all this love from you. Thank you to Lance and Dennis and Juan. Thank you so much. We will definitely invite Yasmin on. Yes, for sure.
She's in Texas now. We'll let you know what she's doing when she comes on, but she's good too. And also not in TV anymore.
Although we will be trying to invite on current TV people because we do intend for this not to be this is going to be a good news.
Yeah, it's fun
Under
stories.
the hood stuff. Okay, so here are our tentative topics. Banned clothing. What we were not allowed to wear on TV. And I'll tell you this, it's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking.
No.
First of all, this would have been banned.
Let me just say there was a day I will never forget where I sat surrounded by 72 dresses crying on my bed. So there were definite rules about what we could wear and what we couldn't wear, why we could wear it, why we couldn't wear it. So that's a whole topic for another day.
Clothing is one. Yeah. Green, Jeremy says, yes, green was one of them. But
Right.
it will be things like sleeveless. We weren't allowed to wear sleeveless.
Right.
But anyway, we will get into it, into the weeds.
Mhm.
Reporting while pregnant. Megan and I both have some really hilarious horror stories.
Yeah. Yes. The story of my oldest daughter's birth alone. That's a 2-hour tale.
Right. It is. And I'm sure we will have lawyers in the audience who are going to be like, you might have a case.
I feel like that's probably
Consultants.
The things they told us.
The things they told us.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the other side of a two-way glass mirror to be focus grouped before.
Oh no, you were?
Did I really never tell you that?
No, you never told me that.
Yeah.
Stop it. So you were listening to what people were saying about you?
Yeah.
Like it's bad enough to get the emails that we used to get?
Yeah. No, this was other people at a table. The one that still stays with me. That Erin Kennedy, she's an idiot. And so then everybody in the room was like, "Aw, but they knew your name."
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, look, they knew
No
who
such
you
thing
were.
as bad publicity, right?
So that's another topic is crazy emails that we got /
That is another topic.
we got.
What we do during commercial breaks.
How many times you could pee?
Once.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Once.
Maybe.
What's in our contracts? How TV news makes money. Working with people you don't like, and we will again be kind.
Yes, dangerous things we had to do. Where in the moment you're literally like, "This is probably not a good idea, but it's my job, so I got to do it."
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
So we will ask on friends who are still in the industry, friends who are not in the industry anymore, and we are going to ask you to vote on the show name. Should I read our
Please do.
list right now? And this has not been culled at all. In case.
Also, are we going to be keeping the language super appropriate or not? Because I have TV Megan who is so appropriate, and then there's real Megan who's not. And what vibe are we going for on this?
I think it has to be somewhat appropriate, right?
Yeah. I'll just leave my favorite word out of it then.
Yes. I'm going to clean it up on the show names too.
Oh, Marissa says sleep schedules and call times. 100%.
Okay.
Also, the implications of those sleep schedules and call times, which is literally you feel like you're going to die on a regular basis.
Right. Okay. I've got it. Okay. So if any of these stick out to anybody watching, just put it in the comment, please. And we'll also put out a poll later too.
Yeah.
Primetime and big lies. Primetime news slime. Primetime slime. I feel like that reminds me of Double Dare though too.
I know. Is there going to be that green goopy stuff?
Yes, I wish. Not ready for air. Ratings and revolving doors. Ratings and revolvers, just because my desk mate in Texas had a gun in her purse.
Which I can't even.
It was Texas,
Yeah.
Always live and sleep deprived. Okay. Fake eyelashes and real news.
Hang on. Have you put fake eyelashes on since that magical day 2 years ago?
Yes.
Me too.
Because I've done video work.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. Marissa says funny stories from live TV. So that's a good.
Oh my God, yes.
Real Upfronts. That's a good one.
Oh, I like that.
That's inside baseball too. Upfronts are the shows that are coming out in the fall, right?
Yes. How about the latest deadline you ever had? Like, because guys, they would send you out sometimes to do a story, and then literally you had to be ready with everything in the can, like in 5 minutes. That was stressful.
Well, and part of we may do with our guests say, all right, you have 1 minute to talk about breakfast cereal. And you will be able to see that on TV news, the greatest skill that we have honed is being able to talk about nothing for a long time.
Oh, hours if you want.
Scott, you cannot know what Megan's favorite word
You
is.
know what my favorite word is.
Always live and sleep deprived, she likes. Okay, let me keep moving. Hot mic heroes, on air and off color, bars and tone, anchor women. One of my favorite lines from Anchorman, which I'm cleaning up, fighting, effing, and reading the news. We'll have to do like a deep dive into Anchorman, what they got right too.
Oh my
right?
God. Can we try to get Bill Curtis on, do you think?
We're going to try.
We're going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
John Giraldi, what up? John Giraldi needs to come on because he and I did the weather together in
Disinformation is deadly. Vaccine save, he says. Is he in the news?
What? He was.
There
he
you go.
was. He's real estate
John.
now. John Giraldi, whom I love. Yes.
Yeah, there's 60%. I mean, there are so many good Anchorman quotes here.
Oh.
For working titles.
Sorry, I keep drinking my drink, but this is just the thing.
That's very you. We'll do it live, which is a famous Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Caught on camera moment.
Well, at least most people.
Naked news, which has a double entendre as we strip down what goes on behind news. Making
Is that taken already, though? I feel like that's got to be taken.
There was a real naked news where people actually took off a piece of clothing as the news went on.
Was the name called Naked News of the actual Naked News?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're right. Maybe that's taken.
Yeah.
Making slot, which is news jargon. It's a real thing. I sat down with a glass of bourbon. I'm not kidding too. Also Anchorman. And so that's why these get a little bit saltier as the list goes on.
Erin's not going to tell you the whole back half because we can't say that on even the internet.
How big is your news hole? Also, real lingo. They have a bigger news hole.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Bourbon and tea, that could be good. Take on the news. Take on news.
That was Lance's idea.
That was Lance's.
Which normally, like, God love him, but he's not particularly creative. That was a good one, though.
Mm-hmm. No, it is. It's good. Yeah. Sleep schedules and call times, Marissa just mentioned. And then broken news, which is our very soft working title.
That feels good to me, too. But, I mean, we just want to know what you guys think. It's going to be on YouTube also.
Yeah, we should. Jeremy, thank you for asking. Very important question.
Mm-hmm.
We are broadcasting live on Megan's Facebook page, on my Facebook page, and we just started a YouTube channel for us, which has no subscribers. We will direct back to that YouTube page through our Facebook pages. So our intention is to broadcast live on at least those 3 places, although we may do more.
Erin, tell me, if we have a guest on who also has like a giant Facebook page, can we also go live on theirs?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But we need to increase our package that we've bought.
Oh,
that's what we're learning right now.
Let's make sure we're good at this first.
And then also the intention is to repurpose it as a podcast.
Yes, because look, Erin and I missed doing live TV. It's a thing that we both loved. We just didn't like all the other stuff that came along with it. And the implications on your life and your family and your mental health, everything. It gets really hard. And so, Karen
Rariden. Hi, Karen.
Karen and Rariden. Oh my God. Karen. They have Karen on.
Karen has stories.
Oh,
Karen was our assistant news director, jack of all trades, wearer of all hats.
All the hats.
And Karen, happy 2-year anniversary.
It's our anniversary, Karen.
Yeah.
Of no longer being together.
Which was great. Hey, we both needed a kick to get out.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
Right.
Answer this question, though, Erin. Did you feel weird? Yes, Marissa. Yes. You just survive. You don't thrive, for lack of a better word. But did you feel when you got off, when we got fired, Did you kind of a little bit?
We were laid off, Megan. Please do not say we were fired.
It's the same thing.
It's
Isn't
not.
it?
Marissa's got my back on this one. I know. You
Tell
weren't
me
fired.
what's the difference?
Fired is you were doing something wrong and you were punished by being fired for it.
Okay, we just got laid off.
We were laid off with 399 other people that day.
Okay, so we were late. When we got laid off, after that,
Marissa, you were the one who told me laid off.
she's gonna be like, nope. Either way, no matter which word we use, did you have like a little identity crisis after? I mean, like, how do you define yourself now? Oh my God, I was on TV for so long. Now I'm not on TV. I want to post something on social media, but like, who am I? I felt like I was like in Anchorman, like, I want to post something, but does anybody still even care if it's not about the weather, you know?
Megan, we liked you not for your ability to tell us what the weather was going to be. Yeah.
Raining today, by the way.
No, it's true. Because that's the whole thing with TV news. And we will get into this, that we always knew the axe was dangling over our heads. And we would always say, well, what are you going to do when you get fired?
It's a matter of time.
What are you going to do? And I said, I'll sell my hair.
Did you? It looks still long. I'm guessing you didn't have to.
It's grayer, but it's still my own. And I haven't sold it yet.
There's always tomorrow.
Karen says, of course to us.
Yes.
Which I hope that means you being a guest, Karen.
I hope so.
Megan, the weather's not the same without you. Gave the show such light, and I agree.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah.
That's another thing I would like to discuss is like when sometimes your personality does not meld with the material that you're being asked to present, and you have to try to find a way to be serious when that's not your personality or friendly when that's not your personality, and getting along with people sometimes that you have to work with is not necessarily easy either. Right?
I think 95% of the job was about faking it, but what are you faking it about that day?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I mean, when you're waking up at basically 2:00 in the morning, if we're on a good day, 2:00 in the morning, because there were days where I had to wake up at like 12:45. And then the question is, at 12:45 in the morning, how are you awake enough to function and like be happy and stay ahead of everything? I mean, you can't.
No, you can pick one of those boxes, not all of them.
No. Do you want to look good or sound good or be happy? Because
yeah, some of those. Speaking of looking good, as we come up with show topics, I feel like what we often got was, who does your hair and makeup, or do you get hair and makeup? So we did get makeup in Chicago. We are going to ask on, some of the makeup artists that we worked with. And we also want to do end the shows too with like our favorite products or hacks. Nobody is sponsoring this or anything. It's just stuff that we like.
No, because honestly, like there's a whole different way you're doing your face if you're going to go be on the air, and then there will always be wine with the chat, by the way, Karen Rariden. Karen wants to know if there's wine involved. Yeah.
Mine will be bourbon.
Oh, okay. But I'll have wine or maybe whatever's in that cooler back there. But either way, there's a way you do your face when you're on TV that is not the same way you do your face when you're in real life. However, you found like an amazing product when they still go together. Like there's stuff I still use on a regular basis that I will not ever go without. So we're going to talk about that stuff too. And for the gentlemen out there, you may not care about that, but like pass it along because you may know someone who does.
Yes. Well, and there's even things that you might enjoy learning along the way. Little hacks. Have Sheree on. Sheree did our makeup. I would love to invite Sheree on for sure.
She's got to have stories.
Really
curl your hair.
And then we're going to do like some boilerplate questions for our guests. So if we have any TV people who are even watching right now, I mean, these are things you'd be like, oh my gosh, I have so many stories. Craziest place you've peed while out in a live truck.
Everybody has one.
Craziest viewer letter or comment. Most dangerous assignment. Tell me you worked in TV news without telling me you worked in TV news. Longest time on air, live, like what was the live event?
Yeah.
And then I think, sorry?
I mean, we're going to save it for later, but just give us like, what was yours? Just real quick. And then details later.
It was like 13 hours.
Yeah. Like I was about 12 in a hurricane.
Yeah. Back when people thought you didn't know what you were doing.
Right. Because I happen to be blonde and also a female. That was a thing.
Yeah, yeah, you do have those things going against you, Megan.
Yes, especially when I was younger. And that is a whole nother story that we'll get into. Being a
Yes.
woman in the business. And I
Yeah.
think it has changed. That has evolved from when we started to the way it would be now.
Right.
So that, and probably for the better in that case.
Well, and let's just tee this up too, which again, we can't go into details with the non-disclosures and whatnot. But shortly after Megan and I were laid off, we were also deposed.
Decapitated, but it's slightly different.
Yeah. So we can get into that later. So that's it. If there are any guests that you, like I said, guests that you want to hear from, topics you want to know about, how does TV news work, questions we should ask other people.
Yeah.
Anything
We
along
can
those
give you
lines.
tips about how to wake up super early. This is something we're really familiar about.
Do it. Yeah.
But
Did we hang out as friends after the show? We often didn't hang out after the show, but we really were good friends. Because I mean, we're both, Megan and I both have 3 kids and we're working 3rd shift and had to work out. And
keep in mind, you guys, that like when you're working that shift, by the time you roll into the end of the show of the 11 o'clock news or the noon, whatever time zone you're working in, you are like a dead person who can barely walk because you are exhausted. The ability to be social requires at least 5 hours of sleep. So our social time, and I think the only reason like I made it through it was this kind of conversations that we would have in the makeup room and during the commercial breaks. And that actually was my pretty much only social outlet, I feel like, for a large chunk of time, especially with little kids, because you're just too tired to do anything later. You can't. You're exhausted.
Yeah. Anybody who's a 3rd shift worker definitely knows that.
Yeah.
April is talking about us starting a YouTube channel. April, we just started one.
Literally
So
just.
you could actually be our first subscriber. I think it's like broken news with Erin and Megan because I wasn't able to change the URL yet because we didn't have any subscribers. So like I said, we will link back to it from our other social pages so that you can find ways to watch and interact and that this can be a conversation because that's what we want.
And there will be one day, I feel like, where we need to wear band clothes only and do our hair in band ways where
BANNED.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a uniform, like band clothes.
that would also have been banned.
It would have been banned because
yeah.
of the embellishment. Nothing with embellishment. Yeah.
Did I see some sparkle on that? You may not wear it.
Karen, if you are still listening, we are trying to get our hands on one of the style guides.
Yes, please.
If you still have the style guide, we will not say we got it from you.
Although there is now video evidence.
Nobody will know. We are not able to go on TikTok. Yeah.
No, but we can make some TikTok like short little things.
Yeah.
Separately.
Yeah.
We can do that. You guys are here on day 1 inaugural, like, here we go, just to see how this goes, because we just feel like we have a lot to share if you're just popping in now, and we're going to have fun doing it. And the first guest clearly is Marissa. I mean,
yes, clearly.
That's obvious.
Karen says, ha, which is a non-answer, Karen. We'll talk offline as to whether or not you have that style guide. Oh, and Jeremy found our YouTube. So I will customize this URL, which I am not able to do until we get followers.
Okay, so if you guys follow that crazy NVQG blah, 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 then we can actually make it real and it will make sense.
Yeah, so like I said, we'll link to that back from our Facebooks.
Yeah. Hi, Frank. It's nice to hear from you. And you know, the cool thing is that like you have people, I think, through your career who followed you almost like all the way along. Like I'll still have people sometimes from West Virginia and stuff like that. That was my first job like a million years ago, 75 lifetimes ago. Yeah. So let it, even if we're not able to reply to all the comments that you guys have sent through the years, I appreciate that. Don't you? Like,
yeah, I still
so cool. Yeah.
Read them, even if you don't like get the chance to comment on each one. So for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I've worked in Lubbock, Texas, Providence, Rhode Island, Cleveland, Ohio, and then Chicago. So we have many friends. So even if you're in one of those markets and there's somebody from that market, you want to hear from, I would love to get Chris Ty on, who is now in Chicago, but he and I anchored together. He was next to me on the other side of that two-way mirror when we were focus grouped.
Oh God, you had to sit through, at least you had a friend to sit through that with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, let's do a whole topic about like what type of person you were going into this business and how much tougher you got being in this business. Because like I used to go home and cry in Miami. Like I was
I don't
so
know that I ever stopped though. I mean, do you mean like when viewers would say mean things or
yes, like I
children?
didn't. Yes, that's what I mean. I didn't used to be able to handle that stuff.
I never got able to handle it.
Well, it still bothered me a little bit, but I guess I got to the point where it was relatively amusing then.
Thank you.
And
Dana.
also, I don't know. Maybe you just like get a thick skin but it still bothers you really deep down.
So and this should be a topic, really should be a topic. My protocol was if I got something negative,
Okay.
to get rid of it. But if I got something nice, I actually kept it. So if I were having a bad day or somebody said something really mean, I could always revisit those kind things that people had said.
I'm not that organized, so I don't know what I did with any of them. I just remember getting ones where people are like, "Are you pregnant?" when you're not. And you're like, "Oh God, I'm not wearing that dress again." Like that kind of stuff. And we also need to do one about when you put on an outfit and you think it looks good, but then you go sit on TV and you realize it doesn't look good. And then you've got to wear it for 4 to 5 hours and look at yourself. Like that does a number on how you're feeling about yourself that day. It really does.
But also, Megan, you were one of like 10 people who didn't wear Spanx.
Because I hate those things. Like, no offense, Spanx. I feel like I just feel squished.
I loved my Spanx.
I know you did.
You
always had them, and I couldn't do it.
What was also where I would keep my mic pack.
Okay. Well, I just threw mine on my bra.
Yeah.
And
that's how we would start each show too, was by wiring up Megan.
Strap me in.
In New York, though, you're not allowed to put on your own mic, right?
No. Whenever I filled in New York or did anything up there, like someone else has got to do that for you. And it's not like someone on the air. It's like someone whose job that is. They're always super respectful and awesome. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many little things that go on that you guys probably have absolutely no idea about. And some of them are, a little bit more salacious and some are absolutely just normal everyday stuff for us, but maybe interesting anyway.
Yeah. Somebody's asking for the link to the YouTube. I would search broken news with Erin and Megan. I will find it.
You're not that organized, right?
No.
But find us because we're going to be on there, or else you can watch it on this Facebook. But we prefer if we can get everybody moved over to the YouTube too, because we're going to be throwing some additional content on the YouTube channel, like breaking some stuff up. And then next time we do this, we'll have a better idea too of like the whole podcast angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I good? Okay.
Well, no. I mean, I can. So somebody found it and put it up, but I can't copy and paste right now.
Oh, okay. You guys will find it. I believe in you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to everybody who's already subscribed. We appreciate it.
So
when we are actually more professional, as opposed to all herky-jerky weird about this, we will say things like, make sure that you follow us and subscribe and like and comment and all the things that you're supposed to say.
Because we don't know these things right now. And that's funny too, because like just getting this mic plugged up and making sure that I could figure out how to do this required like a cast of thousands before. And I did manage to do it with some guidance from Erin.
You did a great job.
Yeah, no, but technically I struggle, but that is okay because we just want to connect with you guys still, I think. And that's what I missed most. Yes, let's answer that question. What did you miss the most when you were done being on TV?
Yes, I think that is a very good topic. What did I miss the most? You.
I missed you too.
Yeah.
Marissa and I missed Derek.
And then Dan is asking, is there always a contract with your TV job? Yes, there always is. Is that Noreen?
Oh yeah, because Noreen knows.
She knows.
Poor Noreen was also the one who, when I inevitably spilled 7,000 things, I would come running to her for paper towels. Megan versus TV Megan. If it moves to YouTube, can we get a Megan versus TV Megan? What does that mean?
It's because you said that you have a favorite word that you're not going to say.
Oh!
Everybody's very interested in your favorite word.
Starts with an F and ends with K.
Yeah.
You can figure it out. I love it. I love the word, but I know I'm not supposed to say it. I'm not going to say it. You know.
Thank you, Steve, for subscribing. I think
so awesome.
we're set.
I think so too. I feel really good about this. I just want to have fun talking to people and being on TV. And I don't want to have like an agenda of things we don't want to talk about, because I will also say, in the wake of what happened this week in Texas, I am so glad that I'm not still doing what I was doing before, because it is really painful to listen over and over again for hours at a time. And I have a lot of friends in TV who have been commenting about like just how darn hard that is.
Right.
And it's just so anyway.
Well, I've been offered counseling through work and stuff because of some of the stories we've had to cover, of course. And yes, it is very nice to unplug.
You internalize those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you can't unplug, which is the hard part. Now we can.
No.
People though still want to know your favorite word. Here's Marissa's clue.
Yes, it does rhyme with deck.
Or lamp. I love lamp.
It can be a verb, a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. It's very versatile.
Many things.
Very, very versatile. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last point of business is that our intention is to do this Fridays at noon Central live on our Facebook page, on our combined YouTube page right now, and then the channels for whoever our guest is as well. Yes. And there is also very soft chatter of being on a Roku channel. Is that a good hint?
I think that you just said it.
Well, without saying much. Yes.
So we'll see what happens with that. But
and a podcast. Okay. So you guys, thank you. Let's see. Yes, Megan is beautiful and lovely.
Aw. Thanks, guys. Listen, sometimes, and sometimes also definitely not. One day we'll do a no makeup one of these, but it's gonna be a while because I just still don't think I'd feel real good about that.
Yeah, I'm okay. With it. I just feel like I'm older now, and I really feel like I've got nothing to prove.
You know what? That does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I never got Botox. We'll do another one with
eyebrow.
With all the work. We'll do. Hey, how about the stations that have a Botox person on staff?
I've never worked at one of those, but I have definitely.
I would have done it then if that were an option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because then if that's the case, don't you feel like pressured anyway because they're literally there? Why are they there?
I mean, Megan, we felt pressured all the darn days, every minute, regardless.
Yes. How about, did you ever have to get weighed in? Because I did.
Literally, no.
Okay. Because yes, at one of my stations, we did have to like get weighed in. Not on a regular basis, but enough where that.
It's funny because something similar to that came up in the deposition. Why are you not calling it a deposition?
I mean, you know me.
You were deposed though.
I know, but that's a fancy word. And I'm probably just saying like when I talk to them, lawyers.
When I talk to the lawyers on record, on my honor.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. You guys, my heart is happy and full to see Janice. Yay.
Yes.
Such great people who we miss and we look forward to catching up with. Megan, don't go anywhere. I'm going to end the broadcast, and friends, we are going to link all of their pages. Huh?
Are you going to depose me now?
Yes.
End of this?
On the record. What would the weight have to do with weather? Nothing, Don.
Yeah. No. I wasn't sure either, to be honest.
Right. But if you didn't,
how that all went down anyway. I'll explain that. We'll get to that. We'll get to all that.
So noon Central Fridays on our YouTubes and our Facebooks.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All of our social media problems, as I slipped one time on air, remember?
No, remind me.
And don't forget, you can follow us on all of our social media problems instead of platforms.
Well, that's another thing. What about your worst slip ever?
Yeah, I don't even want to say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have to, by the way.
I said the R word once.
Okay. Like,
And I felt terrible about it.
yes, I can understand that.
Okay.
I said hell in Miami. No, New York. And I was like,
It's not bad.
it's not, but
About the time I killed Santa Claus on the morning news one time.
You did what? Shh. I'm kidding.
Again,
I can't say the F word.
we knew that this was going to be hard to wrap. This is going to be hard to wrap. Hard
Wrap
wrap.
it up,
Megan's
Erin.
arrow.
I'm requiring you to be the one to push because I don't have the ability to push stuff. You have to do it.
Okay, guys, Fridays at Central on our channels. We will link here. Dino, please subscribe on our YouTubes and Facebooks.
Yes,
and
we're
think
sorry we
that
don't have
as
the
long
link. You'll just have to find it.
Google in the YouTube Broken News with Erin and Megan. I love you. I missed you, Megan.
Mwah! I missed you
Missed
too.
you, people.
This is gonna be fun.
Yes, Megan Mauke, for sure.
Oh,
All right, guys. We'll see you
my God,
soon.
that's a long
Don't go
time.
anywhere, Megan. Say bye.